All right, so India ink trees. Make sure you have all of your supplies, your water, your ink, your brushes, and a pen if you'd like to use a pen. You're going to start by painting the tree trunk. And when you're painting the tree trunk, you probably want to use either a mid to dark gray, depending on where in the foreground or middle ground you are painting your tree. Tree trunks are thicker usually at the bottom and they get thinner as they go up. And that is the same thing with the branches. So make sure as you're painting the branches, they get thinner as they go out and they split into these little Y shapes as you go. So make sure just have a reference to kind of look at so you can get the shape right. So the second tree I'm going to paint after this one goes to the side. So it's the same thing except it's going to the side. And then the next one I'm just going to do kind of a Christmas tree. And with the Christmas tree I don't paint the trunk since you don't really see the trunk. So I'm just loosely going back and forth. And then you can see the ink gets lighter as it starts to dry out. So I'll just go over the top later. And then I'm just looking at a reference, making the end branches kind of turn up. Then I'm making a palm tree. So a palm tree has a thicker portion in the middle of the trunk. And then the last tree is just kind of like a tall, I have no idea what type of tree it is. A tall tree. But the same thing. So I'm looking at a little bit of a reference for these. So once you get your trunk and your branches, you're going to start just blobbing on some light and dark values to create some texture and variety. You could do a wash if you want a really freeform tree, or you can do like what I'm doing right there, and I'm just taking a detail brush and blobbing on some light values, and then once it starts to dry, I go over it with the dark. If you go over the tree when it is still wet, what will happen is the ink will go wherever the water is. So it will make kind of a wash and you won't be able to layer. So you have to kind of keep in mind what look you're going for. So in mine, I don't like to have it be super blobby, but that is up to you. There is no right or wrong way to make a tree. So then I let it dry and then I go over the top with some dark values. Because remember, if it's darker, it's going to be in front. If it's lighter, it's going to be behind. So you can add as many values as you like, really. And then remember, if it is further back in your landscape, it's going to be lighter overall. Then with the Christmas tree type of tree, I just went over the top. I'm still leaving some of those other values showing through to give it some variety. With the palm tree, I was really looking at it, and it has like a darker section in the middle of the frond, and then it just looked like little spokes. So I just kind of painted it as I saw it on the reference. And I kept my brush pretty dry with the ink, so there wasn't a lot of water on it. With the last one, I let it be a little more blobby and free form. So you could see the water drops there, so I just let the water kind of take the ink where it wanted to go. So there is no right or wrong way to do this. This is just how I do it. So I want you to practice at least five, because I want you to kind of get the hang of it and then be able to realize what kind of tree you would like to do for your final landscape. So once you are done, check off with me and good luck.